Good evening and happy Wednesday, and welcome to your yoga practice this evening. Thank you for joining me. I'm Becca. For those who are new, for those who are returning, it's really great to have you again on the mat for our Vinyasa practice this evening. So quite a strong flow this evening, but just listen to the body, have fun, some core work, some side openers. So the most important thing is listen to your body. You know your body better than anyone, so I can guide you, but if there's anything that doesn't feel right, please don't continue or do one of the modifications. So an all-round strength builder this evening, some upper body work, lower body work, and some core work. And let's get started connecting to our breath. Actually, first of all, the props that are needed, a block or a block equivalent, strap or the strap equivalent, so you could use a dressing gown tie, a belt, and then a blanket as well. And then when you have got your bits, if we join and meet on the mat ready to start our flow. So you can either, we're going to start cross legs, so options to bring the blanket underneath the sit bones. This can feel quite nice, especially if you're tight in the hips or the lower back, just creating a little bit more space in the hips here. And then coming down, cross-legged. If this is comfortable, if this is not comfortable, please come to a kneeling position. So bring the backs of the hands to the knees. And then close down the eyes and growing tall through the spine. So Vinyasa flow is linking breath to movement. So inhale, one pose, exhale, another pose. So sometimes we do hold them a little bit longer, but it's a dynamic flowing sequence. So here, imagine you're grounding down, rooting down through the sit bones, bringing an element of softness to the legs, the ankles, and the feet. And then working your way upwards, so noticing what the belly's doing. Start to allow the belly to rise as we inhale, the sense of inflating like a balloon. And the exhale softens it, draws it towards the spine. Spine is nice and long. The shoulders are softening down from the ears, and the chest is broadening just a little bit, so we're nice and open through the chest, the lungs. Very gentle tuck of the chin, so nice and long through the back of the neck. And then imagine someone's drawing you up from the crown of your head with a piece of string. So we've got this lovely length through the spine. And then tuning into the breath here. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowing down your Wednesday. Slowing down the working week. And just notice where the breath is this evening. So are you holding the breath in a specific area? Is there any resistance? And rather than block, breathe into it. So take the breath a little deeper wherever you're feeling it. It could be physically, emotionally, mentally. The breath is a really powerful tool to soften, focus, and ease resistance. Just a few more breaths here. Find that moment in stillness, silence. Keep the breath flowing. So I will cue connecting to the breath throughout practice. It's very easy to forget what we're doing and for the mind to drift off. And slowly opening the eyes. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Maybe take the gaze up. And then exhale, bring the hands through heart center, release. Good, again, inhale, deep breath in. This time open the mouth and we're exhaling through the mouth. One more, inhale. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Interlace the hands, find that length. Exhale, side bend to the right. Roll the left shoulder back slightly, right shoulder under. So we're nice and square through the chest. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Good, one more time. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale to center and float the arms down beside you. So coming into our cross-legged forward fold. Inhale to find that length, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. Either stay on the fingertips, the palms, or come down to the forearms. But we want that length through the spine. So if you start rounding, it's better to back off but have that length engagement than collapsing down. Draw the chest through. Press the sit bones back behind you so we're nice and active, we're not rolling forwards. Keep the chin slightly tucked. And wherever you are, imagine you're drawing your palms towards you. So you're nice and active. Start to activate through the belly here. Two more breaths. Good. On your next inhale, walk the hands back in towards you. I'm going to change the cross of the legs. Inhale to find length here. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding over. Good. Breathing here. You may feel it in the hips as well. So take the breath to wherever you're feeling it. Length through the spine, nice and active through the front hands. Good. Two more breaths. Your next inhale, walk the hands back in towards you. And then take the hands to the knees. As we inhale, come to the left, draw the chest forwards as we're coming into hip circles. Exhale, the chin comes into the chest, find that rounding through the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good, then change direction. So just get that movement through the spine, especially if you've been sat at the desk all day. Want to get everything nice and moving and open. Ease any resistance, ease any stiffness. Good, and then come to stillness. Okay, so if you've got the blanket underneath, you're just moving it to one side. And we're going to lengthen the right leg out and draw the left knee in. So as if we're crossing, as if we're still cross-legged. Ground the left hand underneath the left arm. And as we inhale, press into the left leg. We're going to lift the hips, ground the right foot down and reach the right arm up. So squeeze the glutes. Have this sense that the front thighs are active and pressing down into the right foot. Good. Exhale to release. Two more times like that. Inhale, float up. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. And changing sides. Right knee draws in. Left leg lengthens out. Ground the right hand down. Inhale, lift up. Active through that left leg. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale. Good. And then we cross that left leg. So coming into our eagle arm. So bringing the arms out to the side. Cross the right arm underneath the left. Either hug onto the shoulders, the backs of the hands, or the palms touch. Inhale, lift the elbows roughly in line with the shoulders. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Good, and then draw the forearms away from the face. You can either stay here, or you can exhale, coming forwards into your fold. Keep the chin tucked slightly. Two more breaths here. Good, next inhale, slowly coming up. Exhale, release the hands. Good. Changing sides. Left arm comes underneath the right, bend into the elbows. You take hold of the shoulders, back to the hands, or the palms. Inhale to lift the elbows up slightly in line with the shoulders. Feel that broadness. Forearms away from the face. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Either stay here or exhale, hinge at the hips as we fold over into our eagle arm fold. Good. Breathing here. One more breath. Well done. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release, and give the arms a bit of a shake. Good. So we're going to come into our tabletop position now. So either roll over the knees or come to one side as we make our way into our 4-point kneeling. So just make sure that with joint stacking, shoulders over elbows over wrist, and knees underneath the hips. So coming into our cat-cow. So inhale, belly lowers, chest draws through as we tilt the pelvis. Good, gaze comes forwards. Exhale, draw the belly in. Good. Squeeze between the shoulder blade, press the hands down. Inhale. Good. Anteriorly rotating the pelvis. As we exhale, posteriorly tilt. Squeeze the belly in towards the spine. Really find that lovely broadening through the shoulders. Inhale. Good. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So finding our wide leg child's pose. So bring the knees nice and wide. Big toes come to touch and sit the hips back onto the heels first. And then slowly walk the hands forwards, bringing the forehead down to the mat. If there's a gap here between the forehead, avoid the head hanging and place a blanket or block underneath you. So the hips are heavy. Options with the arms to come forward, up onto the forearms. Lift the forearms, the elbows come to the fingertips. If you have anything going on in the shoulders, impingement, pain, pinching, then please keep the forearms and the elbows down. Take the breath to the back body. So inhale, creating this expansion through the back. Then the exhale softens. One more breath here. Good. As we inhale, come up, keep the knees wide. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, so we're almost in like a wide-legged tabletop. Press into the hands to find that ankle cap with the shoulders. Squeeze the belly. Bring the shoulders over the wrists slightly, and then exhale, bend into the elbows, coming to a little press up. Good. And then come up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Keep the elbows hugging the midline. Use the breath. So here, it's not important to go too deep. The most important thing is that you lower as far as you can, and then having that strength to press you back up without collapsing through the shoulders or the lower back. Belly squeezes, glutes are nice and active, building that heat within the body, building that upper body strength. So important for our yoga practice. Good, 2 more. Last one. Good, and then come to sit back onto your heels. Walk the hands forward, maybe give your wrists a little rotation side to side. Well done. Good, and then inhale, come back to our tabletop, and we're going to tuck the toes under and meet in our downward facing dog. So toes tuck, send the hips nice and high as we come to our down dog. So to start with, keep a deep bend into the knees. Feet roughly hip width distance apart, and just checking in with the fingers. Spread the fingers nice and wide, pressing into the finger pads to help take the weight out of the wrist. Shoulders draw towards the hips rather than the ears. It's very easy here for gravity to draw the shoulders towards the ears, but try to draw them back away. Good.
Head is soft, so maybe nod the head yes and no a few times. Release as much tension as you can. And then start to pedal through the legs. So bending into one leg and then the other. Good. And then come to stillness. Inhale, come high on the tiptoes. Exhale, soften the heels down. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So finding that length through the spine rather than forcing that length through the legs. Inhale, come wibble forwards to our high plank. Pause here, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the belly. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Inner thighs draw together. Release the knees, untuck the toes. Exhale, elbows come in, we lower all the way down to our bellies. Press the pubic bone tops of the feet down. As we inhale, come to our baby cobra. Release the hands off. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press back onto the knees. Tuck the toes, exhaling, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, come forwards. Articulating the spine. Good. Release the knees. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, come to your baby cobra. Maybe release the hands. Just make sure we're active through the legs. Exhale, release. Inhale, press back onto the knees. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. 1 more. Inhale. This time, if you want to, you can lower through full plank to your belly by bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Lower down, squeeze the glutes. Elbows in. Good. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come to your cobra. Maybe come a little bit higher. Shoulders away from the ears. Glutes are nice and active. And imagine you're pressing the palms down and drawing them towards the hips. Exhale, release. Inhale, press back onto the knees. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. So we're going to come to our twisted down dog. So press firmly into the left hand and then bring the right hand to either the outer left thigh, shin or ankle, and use the right hand against the leg to get that twist. Maybe take the gaze underneath the left hand. Just be mindful what's going on with the left hand and the left shoulder. So nice and active through the left hand, squeezing the belly. Good. Release the right hand and change sides. Try to keep the pelvis neutral. It's very easy for the hips to overshoot here. Good. Release the left hand down. Stepping the feet together. Good. Inhale to sweep the right leg into the air. Bend the knee and start to open the hip. Good. Take little circles with that right knee. Keep even pressure through both hands. And then take the knee in the opposite direction. Good. Square the right hip. Step the right foot to the top of the mat, coming into our warrior two. So ground the left foot down, either at 90 degrees or parallel with the back of the mat. Just check the right ankles, the right heel's roughly in line with the left instep or heel. Squeeze the inner thighs, press the feet down. So the most important thing is get your foundation, your strength before we then move into the poses. Right knee over the ankle roughly as we inhale, come up to our warrior two. So sometimes I like to take my hands to my hips and just ease into them, into that knee. Just check that the right knee's not collapsing in. Active through this left leg. Press back through the left hand, the left outer foot. Lift and squeeze the inner thighs together. Good. Shoulders over the hips, strong through the arms. Of course, if this is uncomfortable through the shoulders, you can bring your hands down. Good. As we inhale, sweep forward, flip the right palm, exhale, reverse your warrior. Keep that right knee bent. Either gaze down at the left foot or take the gaze up. Good. Inhale for our warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left hand to left hip. Roll the left shoulder back. Reach the left arm either up or over the ear. Our extended side angle. Good. So a long line all the way from the left outer foot
to the left fingertips. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Lengthen the right leg, bring your hands to the hips. Maybe heel toe the left foot in a little closer to narrow the stance. Bring the arms out. Inhale, reach forwards, lift through the front thighs. Bring the right hand to either the right shin, floor, or a block. Reach the left arm up. So think about that equal length through the torso. We're not collapsing down. If you find you're collapsing down, bring the hand higher so we find that openness. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs, active through the legs. Good. Bend into the right knee as we inhale, come back to warrior two. Windmill the hands to frame the right foot, step back to plank, come through your vinyasa, either lower knees down to cobra, plank to cobra, or plank to upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Stepping the feet together. Inhale, left leg sweeps up, bend into the left knee, stacking the hip on top of the right, and then start to take little circles with that left knee, one direction, and then the other. Good. Square the hip as we step the left foot to the top of the mat, ground the right foot. Inhale, come up to a warrior two. So I'm going to change sides. Good. So same principle, nice and strong. Left knee over the ankle, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Press the feet down and squeeze the inner thighs together. Lift the torso, belly's active. Good. Inhale, sweep forwards, flip the palm. Exhale to reverse your warrior. Good. Find a comfortable place for you to gaze. Inhale. Exhale your side angle. Inhale your warrior two. Hands to hips. Inhale. Exhale your triangle. Good. So squeeze the belly, equal lengths in the torso. Active through the glutes, the inner thighs, the front thighs. Inhale, warrior two. Good. Exhale, windmill to frame the hands. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, make your way through your vinyasa. Inhale, the back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. And exhale. So coming to a little pause here, either child's pose, you can sit back onto the heels, take on a little bit of water, or if you want to stay in downward facing dog, you can do, but just take a little pause before our next sequence. Good, so the next part, we will need our block. So take your block to the top of the mat on the tool setting. Okay, so then when you're ready, coming back into our downward facing dog. Good. So from our downward facing dog, step the feet together. Inhale to sweep the right leg into the air. Bend into the right knee, stack the hip on top of the left, coming in some little circles with the right hip. Good. You can either stay here in your three-legged dog. You can also play around with coming to the right fingertips. Or if you're used to wild thing, you can come into your wild thing. So start to rotate the left foot to an angle, squeeze the glutes, release the right hand as we lightly step the right leg behind us. Inhale, lift up. So left leg stays straight, right knee stays bent. Good. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Strong through that left shoulder. Good. And then start to gaze back at the mat. Bring lightness to the right foot as we lift and spin onto the ball of the left foot. Ground the right hand coming into our three-legged dog. Good. Exhale, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Ground the left foot down. Inhale, warrior two. So making it a little bit quicker now. We've gone through the foundations. We're warming the body. Inhale. Exhale, reverse our warrior. Inhale, your warrior two, Vinyasa two. Exhale, your extended side angle. Optional to lower the right hand down if you've got that. Avoid collapsing the chest. Good. Active through that left leg. Good. Inhale, triangle. Lengthen the right leg. Reach forwards. Exhale, your triangle. Good.
Bending into the right knee, coming into our Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon. Left hand to left hip. Find that still point to focus on as we step the left foot in, coming to our half moon. So maybe needing the block. So find that stability before we do anything through that right leg. So root down through the foot, squeeze the right glutes and the front thigh. Then start to open the left hip to the left. Flex the left foot. Good. Then maybe lift the left arm. Play around with hovering the right hand off. Squeeze the core. Good. 3, 2. We bend the right knee as we lightly step back to our warrior 2. Good. Bring the right hand outside the right foot, left hand to left hip, and we're going to come to our side plank. So option here, you can bring the right knee down, absolutely fine, lift the left arm, or if you want to come to your full plank, either stack the feet or bring the left foot on top of the right. Reach the right arm up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the belly. Good. Play around with maybe lifting the left foot off. Keep the foot nice and active. Good. So wherever you are, we're going to bring the left hand to the left hip, bend the left knee, and if the left leg is hovering, slowly, with control, step the left foot to the top of the mat. Good. Spin onto the ball of the right foot, keep the right hand grounded down, squeeze the inner thighs, inhale, twisted runner's lunge. Good, so squeeze the inner thighs nice and active through that right leg. Good, ground the left hand down outside the left foot, step back to plank, come through your vinyasa. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, step the feet together. Sweep the left leg into the air, flex the foot. Bend into the left knee as we stack the hips. Good. Either stay here, maybe come to the left fingertips. If you want to come into your wild thing, bring that lightness, lift the left hand. As you slowly spin onto the right foot, lightly landing the left foot behind you. Keep the left knee bent. Inhale, find your wild thing. Press the feet down, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Good. Gaze down at the right hand. Bring lightness to the left foot as we slowly rotate on the right ball of the foot. Come back to our 3-leg down dog. Step the left foot to the top of the mat. Ground the right foot as we inhale, come to our warrior 2. Good. Hopefully the heart rate is nice and high now. Inhale, sweep forward, flip the palm. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Good. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Maybe coming to a deeper variation if that's in your practice. Just avoid the torso collapsing. Use the core. Inhale, warrior 2. Lengthen the left leg, bring the hands to the hips. Good. Inhale, glide forwards. Exhale, your triangle. Nice. Bring the right hand to the right hip, gazing down at the left foot. Bend into the left knee and transition into Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon. Good, so use the block. Find a still point to focus on. Find that strength through the left leg. Then start to open the right hip. Good, flex the right foot. Then maybe lift the right arm up. Once the chest and torso are rotated, maybe play around with hovering the left hand. Good. 3, 2, lightly bend the left knee, step back to our warrior 2. Good. Then we're going to bring the left hand down to the outside of the mat, coming to our side plank. So choose your variation, either left knee down, modified, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, belly's active, nice and active through that left shoulder. Maybe float the right leg up, flexing the foot. Good. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Bend into the right knee, and wherever we are, we're going to transition the right leg forward, spinning onto the ball of the left foot, step the right foot, coming to our runner's lunge. Ground the left hand, squeeze the belly as we inhale, find that rotation with the right hand lifting. Squeeze the inner thighs. Good. Exhale, float the right hand down. Step back to plank, come through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gazing forwards, walk, step, float lightly to the top of the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. Then release the hands, coming to Tadasana, our mountain pose. Pause here. Allow the heart rate to settle. Slow down. Come back to our breath. Maybe take on a little bit of water. Good. Nice. Okay, so coming to the middle of the mat, taking your strap. And if we all use the strap for this little sequence here. So bring the strap around the back of the neck and then ground down through the left leg, lift through the left thigh and squeeze the glutes. Bring the hands to the hips, lift the pelvic floor, come to the right tiptoes, and then using the hip flexor strength and your core strength, gently lift the right knee as close to the chest as you can. Flex the right foot. Good. So squeeze the belly, squeeze the right hip flexors. Can you draw the thigh a little closer? Good. Then take the strap around the ball of the right foot. Good. Keep that left leg strong. Then start to lengthen the right foot out in front. So flex the foot, shoulders soft, spine is long. Either stay here or you can start to walk the hands towards the foot, maybe bending into the elbows, folding over that right thigh. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears, using that length of the spine. Good. One more breath here. And then inhale, lifting up. Take the strap into the right hand. Left hand comes out to the side as we slowly open the right leg out. Maybe lifting it up. Press through the right heel, active through that right leg. Good. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee, bringing it back to center. Lengthen it out in front. This time, left hand comes to the strap. As we rotate to the right, opening the right arm behind us. Good. So working through the outer hip here. Keep the right leg flexed. Right foot flexed. Good. Inhale to come to center. Okay, so bend the right knee. Release the strap. Before we let go of the right leg, hands come to your hips. Lengthen the right leg out in front, coming to our hip flexor strength. Squeeze the right crease of the hip a little bit more. Don't worry if you wobble. 3, 2, 1. Oh, heat building there. Well done, and give those hips a little shimmy, bring some movement back. Good. So coming to the other side. So take the strap around the neck, root down through the right leg. Our strong, stable leg here. So squeeze the right glutes. Then lift the torso, bring the hands to the hips as we glide the left thigh towards the torso. Flex the left hip of the left foot. Good. Then place the strap around the ball of the left foot. So find that still point to focus on.
Then lengthen the left leg out away in front of you. Flex the toes. Good. How's that right leg? Is it strong? Have you still got the glutes nice and active? Right thigh active? Good. Then maybe walk the hands towards the foot. Shoulders are soft, length through the spine. Good. Encouraging the belly towards the thigh. Inhale to come up. Left hand takes a strap. Bring the right arm out. Slowly lengthen that left leg out. Maybe play around with the height. Good. Well done. Bend the left knee. Bring it back to center. Take the strap into the right hand. And then open out to the left. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs together. 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Bend into the left knee. Release the strap. You can place the strap on the floor now. Bring the hands to the hips. Then lengthen that left leg. Hello, hip flexors. Good. Flex the foot. Use that strength. Squeeze the belly. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Well done. Let that left leg down and give the hips a shake through. Well done. So coming to the top of the mat, bring the big toes touch, slightly part the ankles. Bring the hands to your heart center, coming through our last flow. Inhale. Exhale as we fold down to our forward fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, step back plank, hop that chaturanga with bent elbows. Good. Coming through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then bring the knees down and come to your wide leg child's pose. So allow the heart rate to settle. Deep breath in and exhale. 2 breaths here. Good. And then inhale, slow rising. So the next pose, just listen to your knees. So if you know you've got tightness in the knees, dodgy knees, or anything going on, please go for the first modification. So what we're going to do, we are going to go into our hamstring opener in our hero's pose. So either, if you know you've got dodgy hamstrings, lengthen the left leg out and come to sit. Lengthen both legs out. And then what we're going to do is place the strap on the right foot and then lift up. If you know you're okay in your knees and your hips, then we can come to that half hero's pose with the left. So what we want to do is come to sit down onto the sit bones. So roll the calf away underneath the left thigh and then lengthen the right leg in front of you. Okay, so grow tall here. So both sit bones want to be rooted down. And then take the ball of the strap around the ball of the right foot. So inhale, find that length. And then start to lift that left leg, whichever option, the right leg, whichever option you've gone for. Keep the shoulders soft, flexing through the right foot. Encouraging the belly towards the thighs. Good. Breathing here, shoulders are soft. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly releasing. Good. Now we're going to do a forward fold over that right leg. So inhale here. Exhale, fold over that right foot. Good. Keep the chest square, shoulders soft, belly towards the thighs. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Slowly coming up and then transitioning. So whatever you did that side, applying exactly the same to the other. Please, please, please listen to knees and hips. Good. The benefits are exactly the same. There's just no point risking injuring yourselves. Okay, so Take the strap around the left foot. Inhale to find that length. Then exhale, draw that left leg up. Good. So staying tall through the spine. Flex the left foot. Shoulders stay soft. And take the breath to wherever you're feeling it. Good. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Inhale to find that length. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Good. So find that length through the spine. Keep the left foot nice and flexed. Good. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Slowly release that, and then release the right leg forwards and give the legs a little shake. Good. So take the strap to the side. Good. And then we're going to come into our cow face pose. So bring the right leg over the left leg. Option to stay here, okay? Or bend the left knee, encouraging the heel towards the right sit bone. So come into your full pose, I'll face you. The right leg is on top of the left with the knees stacked. The closer the heels are to the hips, the less intense it is. The further away, the more intense it is into the hips. So just listen to the body here. You still get the same benefit with the right leg crossed over the left. It's just less intense. So here, if you're coming to this pose, both sit bones need to be down. If you're tilted, then please lengthen the left leg just to keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Okay, so bring the arms out to the side. Reach the right arm up. Left thumb rotates down as we take the left arm behind us, right hand behind us. Either catch hold of your clothing if you can't quite touch your hands, or touch your hands. Interlace the hands, good. So try to avoid the head collapsing forwards here, so find that length. This might be enough for you, or on your next exhale, start to fold forwards over the legs. Breathing into the outer hips here. Neck is soft. Good. 5 more breaths. Last breath here. Good. If you're folded, inhale to come up slowly. Gently release the hands. Just listen to the shoulders. Bring the arms out and slowly float them down. Good. And then bring the legs back. You can either unravel them, or you can do a really quick changeover where you bring the arms behind you, take the weight back, uncross the legs, then cross them in the other way. Or lengthen the legs out in front. Keep the right leg long. Left leg comes over, potentially bend into that right knee. So if you come to the full pose, try to stack the knees on top of each other. Good. Keep both sit bones rooted down. Bring the arms out to the side. Left arm comes up. Bend the elbow, place the hand on the back. Right arm comes behind you. Maybe take hold of the hands. Maybe take hold of the top. So try to keep the left arm drawing back. Avoid it resting on the head. Inhale to find that length. Exhale, fold over. Tuning into the breath, finding that breath connection. The inhale finds space. The exhale softens. 5 more breaths here. Last breath. If you're folded on your next inhale, slowly lift up, release the grip, bring the arms out to the side, float the hands down. Good, then unravel the legs, bring the legs out in front of you and give the legs a little bit of a movement. Bring that space back into the hips, good. And then we're going to come down onto our backs now. So when you're ready, either roll down if you want to do some core work or come straight down onto your back. Give yourself a big body stretch. Lengthen the legs out, reach the arms up overhead. Good, then hug the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a big hug. Maybe take the forehead up to meet the knees, squeezing yourself into a tiny ball. Good, release the head, neck, shoulders back down. Coming into our twist here. So goalpost the arms as we bend the elbows, shift the hips slightly to the right and allow the legs over to the left. So here we want to try and keep the right shoulder down, either gaze up to the ceiling or take the gaze out to the right. You can also take the left hand to the right leg to anchor it down a little bit. If you want to work a little bit deeper through that twist, draw the knees closer towards the head. One more breath here. Good. Then on your next inhale, squeeze the belly as you draw the legs back to center. Just release the feet down, neutralize, centralize the hips in the middle of the mat. Good, and then take the knees over the hips, shift the hips to the left slightly and allow the legs over to the right. Good, optional right hand to left thigh. Maybe bring the legs closer towards the face, take the gaze out to the left if that's comfortable. Start to soften the gaze, slow the breath. Slowing everything down, preparing for our Shavasana, our relaxation. Two more breaths here. Good, and squeeze the belly. Inhale, draw the legs back to center. Release the feet, centralize the hips. Good. And then coming into your Shavasana. So legs out long. You can take the legs up the wall if that's comfortable. You can bend into the knees. Come to whatever position is comfortable for you and your body. Arms down beside you with the palms facing up. And find as much softness and stillness in the body as you can. And then close down the eyes. Soften through the jaw. And just allow the body to be. Be here in this moment on your mat space this evening. Good. Allow. There is no controlling life. Try coiling a lightning bolt containing a tornado down the stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. The wild and the weak. Fear, fantasies, failures and success. When loss whips off the doors of the heart or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the chance to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed in your new eyes. So leaving you here a little bit longer in your Shavasana, your relaxation. Please do stay here as long as you feel is good for your body. There's absolutely no rush. But as always, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoyed your practice. You're feeling grounded. balanced, and wishing you a lovely Wednesday evening. Hopefully see you soon on the mat. Take care. Namaste.